Welcome to another installment of Deconstructing Babylon, where we discern the signs and symbols of the mystery religion of Hollywood Babylon. I'm the Discerning Clerk, and I use a biblical framework to deconstruct my favorite movies from the 90s. What makes a movie a Christmas movie? It's a debate we've been having since Die Hard, and maybe even before that. In my opinion, a Christmas movie is so if the majority of the film takes place at Christmas time. Since all of Die Hard occurs on Christmas Eve, it's a Christmas movie. White Christmas, on the other hand, doesn't take place at Christmas except for the final few minutes, so I would not consider it a Christmas movie, despite the title. My last deconstruction, The Family Man, is an unlikely Christmas movie. Gremlins, Go, Trading Places, Batman Returns, and today's selection, The Long Kiss Goodnight, are all unlikely Christmas movies, since they all center around the winter holy day of the mystery religion. The Long Kiss Goodnight was released in 1996 and receives 4 stars from the Video Movie Guide. Okay, so this story about a suburban mom with amnesia who discovers she's a highly trained, remorseless assassin is pure hokum. If you can forget the implausibility of the premise, it's great fun for action fans, as star Gina Davis and her reluctant companion, Samuel L. Jackson, get out of one tight scrape after another. Director Renny Harlin keeps his tongue planted firmly in cheek throughout. Rated R. These writers may think the premise is so unbelievable and improbable, but I happen to think this kind of MK Ultra programming is very real and very effective. Let's see what we see in The Long Kiss Goodnight. The credits roll over a woman's handwriting, the name Samantha Kane. Then some family photos of mom, dad, and young daughter, along with some other family mementos. Among these shots, we are also shown the name Charlie Baltimore. The movie opens on an idyllic snowy town at Christmas. The quaint town is having a Christmas-themed parade, with our main gal, Samantha, seated right next to Santa Claus. She introduces herself with a voiceover, saying she has no memory before 8 years prior. She doesn't know how old she is, or if her name really is Samantha Kane. She does know her daughter, Caitlin, is her own.
When I woke up on that long ago day, I was 2 months pregnant with her.
Samantha appears to be an enviable suburbanite as she hosts a holiday party with her boyfriend, Hal. We then meet private investigator Mitch Hennessy. Mitch is just one step above a con man, and he's been hired by Samantha to find out about her past. But her past is about to crash right into her. As Samantha drives a drunk guest home after the party, she hits a deer, crashes her car, and is violently thrown through the windshield. As she lies unconscious in a hospital bed, Samantha has a dream or a vision of what happened to her. Get some mirror symbolism in this dream. Typically in a movie, a mirror is an indication of the dual man or inner man, the dual woman in this case.
I'm coming back. You know that, don't you?
This altar even has a different name, Charlie Baltimore. While Mitch gets a good break in Samantha's case, and he plans to see her. She's out of the hospital now and back home, where she unlocks some hidden knife skills, but not just culinary.
Chefs do that.
Then we meet bad guy Timothy, who questions and tortures a poor unfortunate.
You know, I can tell when someone's lying to me.
Timothy learns that Charlie Baltimore is still alive, even though he was meant to kill her 8 years ago. As such, he is summoned to face the big boss, the yet unseen Daedalus. I'll get to him later. Samantha's mask starts to slip more as she tries to teach her daughter Caitlin how to ice skate.
Stop being a little baby and get up.
But she feels guilty when it turns out Caitlin fractured her wrist in a fall on the ice. Samantha says she can't really remember what happened because Charlie took it over, until an old known associate shows up with a shotgun and threatens the entire family. Charlie shows up again with her assassin skills and takes care of the threat.
Chefs do that.
Samantha comes back, and Mitch shows up amidst the chaos. In the light of day, the housewife and the PI go in search of answers together. Before she leaves, she gives Caitlin some mementos, including a charm bracelet that is not a red herring. Cut to the White House, and POTUS is having a very informal meeting about the status of Charlie Baltimore. The message here is clear. the highest-ranking politicians know about and are potentially in on the MK Ultra programming, and are also behind most assassinations. Samantha looks through the items that Mitch collected, and they narrow down Nathan Waldman. These three plan to meet up, but the feds are listening in and are also in cahoots with Daedalus.
Signal Daedalus. We got her.
Daedalus is the name of a Greek god who was an inventor and craftsman. In fact, he was so skilled and creative, he made wings for him and his son, Icarus. Icarus is famously known for not heeding his father's warning of flying too close to the sun, and the wax that held his wings on melted and he plummeted into the sea. Daedalus is also credited for creating the labyrinth. Among Charlie's things, Samantha finds her high-powered weapon, which she easily puts together, either by muscle memory or Charlie's back again. We get some of Mitch's history as a dirty cop and the hard time he served as a result. And now he's a divorced, low-rent, private investigator about to get in way over his pay grade.
Merry Christmas.
Bah humbug.
Do you remember what humbug means from the Muppet Christmas Carol? It means hoax or trick or deception. Indeed, Samantha is about to be deceived when she and Mitch arrive to meet Nathan, and bad guy Timothy shows up.
Do I know you from somewhere?
And he orders them both taken out. Once again, Charlie's training kicks in for Samantha, and the two escape, leaving a trail of casualties and destruction behind them. They land in a frozen body of water, giving them a baptism, which represents rebirth or new life. Finally, Nathan shows up and provides a safe getaway and some vital information.
You're an assassin working for the United States government. I ought to know. I trained you.
This is otherwise known as a handler. Nathan is Charlie's handler, and he didn't just train her, but he was ultimately involved with her programming. Nathan tells Samantha that in 1988, she was meant to infiltrate Daedalus's operations and eliminate him and Timothy, his right-hand man. Instead, she died to disappear.
Until without preamble, you re-emerge 8 years later, and a good deal from here.
That's a lot of eights. The 88 is often a symbol used to point both to duality, but also sun and moon symbolism, because the great lights of the day and night both make a figure 8 in the sky in their courses. This is called the analemma. Mitch doesn't trust Nathan, and he and Samantha steal his car, leaving him behind.
I don't think I want to meet any more of your old friends.
But that's exactly what they do when they track down a man named Luke, and Samantha believes this is Charlie's ex-fiancé and quite possibly the father of her child.
She's my only daughter, and I don't quite trust you yet.
Nathan tracks them to Luke's place, and he's definitely giving villain, until the two realize Luke is actually Daedalus, the main villain. The rest of his henchmen, including Timothy, arrive as backup to deal with Charlie, the dangerous assassin. They tie up Samantha in a negligee to a water wheel, where they plan to torture her to find out what she really remembers.
Take a deep breath. We're gonna do the torture thing.
While underwater, she sees they've already killed Nathan. This in and out of the water signifies another baptism to me, which is precisely what happens when Samantha goes away for good and Charlie's memories come rushing back. And it is Charlie who comes back out of the water.
Who's Samantha?
Charlie saves Mitch, and the two hide out in Atlantic City, where Charlie transforms into herself fully. This is made very clear with more mirror symbolism.
Name's Charlie. The spy. Nice to meet you.
Mitch has a hard time reconciling the sweet Samantha with the hard Charlie he sees now. She checks in with her government agency, telling them her assignment is complete and that Daedalus is dead. Except for Timothy, who's still out there somewhere, but Charlie doesn't quite trust her employer, which seems wise.
You're the head of a major spy network, and you have a tendency to whine. Do you realize that?
She could compromise this entire operation.
Charlie waits to see if the agency will betray her, as she suspects. As the two leave Atlantic City, refusing to be hunted, we see Trump Tower tall and unmistakable on the skyline. We see that name often enough in movies that it made me think it's more predictive programming, but I can't really say for sure of what. Remember when I pointed out the charm bracelet that Samantha left to her daughter? Well, Charlie needs it back because of a key on the bracelet. That key opens a locker that contains a briefcase with everything that Charlie needs to disappear again. So they return to Samantha's suburban home and she retrieves the bracelet. But some agents follow them, and Timothy takes young Caitlin, dressed as an angel from a live nativity in a church.
Merry Christmas.
Timothy agrees to trade Caitlin for Charlie, and the spy and the PI finally get one step ahead of the bad guy. When Charlie learns that Timothy is working with her agency man,
The young one gets a doll to play with on Christmas.
they don't ever let you forget it's Christmas. It is constantly mentioned or brought up. Or they show a Santa or some holiday decor or a Christmas tree. Charlie goes in to get Caitlin, and Timothy gets ahead again. They capture Mitch and Charlie, planning to kill them both once and for all.
1993. World Trade Center bombing, remember?
What was that? So, based on the Wikipedia page, indeed, a van bomb was parked under Tower 1 in 1993, planning to explode it and take out Tower 2 in the process. According to the trial transcript, it was done as revenge against the U.S. for supporting Israel against Palestine. And that is eerily familiar to political chatter in 2025.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to scare some money out of Congress?
Unbelievable. The world truly is a stage.
Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally.
Timothy reveals the rest of the villain plan to Charlie, and she reveals that he is the father to Caitlin.
The little girl is your daughter.
Charlie makes her escape with a bang, and in the process, Mitch is launched from captivity as well. The spy, the PI, and the little girl are all separated, as Caitlin puts herself in more danger.
Jesus, the truck is a bomb!
Tell me something I don't know.
Mitch goes down trying to rescue the girl, but it's too late. Charlie pursues to get her daughter back and also warn the townspeople their life is at risk. Charlie drives the truck that is also a bomb with Caitlin locked inside, and she crashes it into the US-Canada border. Charlie and Timothy have a final face-off until he goes plummeting into the icy waters. By some miracle, he survives the fall, and Charlie finally gets to Caitlin before the truck blows up.
Stop being a little baby. Get up now, you're not dead.
Charlie gets up, but she can't escape. Miraculously, Mitch comes in to rescue the mother-daughter duo as Timothy returns to take his final shot at her. We get some fantastic action shots when Timothy goes down for good, and Mitch and Charlie make their final getaway as the truck bomb explodes and takes out the bridge between nations.
Don't hit the cars!
They drive as far north as they can before they are both near death. However they get out of this situation, we just cut to some time later. Charlie, or perhaps Samantha, or some hybrid of both, get a call from POTUS, thanking her for her patriotic service, and Mitch gets on the Larry King live show. The movie ends with the family of Hal, Samantha, and Caitlin living a slower life on a ranch in Montana. Almost the exact opposite of how the movie opened. Still idyllic, but in a different way. I don't think there's much more I need to deconstruct with this one. Clearly, it was duality, MKUltra programming, and predictive pointers all the way through. There was internal duality within Samantha/Charlie herself, but there was also duality between Mitch and Charlie. The MKUltra mind control was essentially the entire plot, telling us that the US government is the main force behind this program that has been in operation since the 60s. The goal was to take children from their families, put them into government-run facilities, and put them through a rigorous training and brainwashing program. Once the children were grown, they would be triggered when needed to carry out political or otherwise needed assassinations. The fact that the synopsis said it was an unbelievable plot indicates either a total ignorance and naivete, or downplaying the very real programming and covering it up with entertainment. The fact is that the US government is behind human trafficking, arms dealings, and the drug trade, as well as catastrophic events that take place on US soil and abroad, including so-called terror attacks and school shootings, allegedly, in my opinion. And then they blame other extremist groups in order to create fear, division, hatred for others, and support for their tax-funded wars. They do this because it's so effective and has worked for them for decades. Again, allegedly, in my opinion. They also wouldn't let us forget that this is a Christmas movie. I'm sure every character said Merry Christmas or referenced Christmas in some way, and I mentioned before that Christmas is an important holy day for the mystery religion, because it takes our eyes off the one true God and puts us back into worship of self. Whether or not you believe Christmas has pagan roots and was co-opted by the Roman Catholic Church in order to please new converts is almost irrelevant. Whether you know the history of Santa Claus and his demonic helper Krampus, yet still participate in the lore with your children is not important. Not to them. Just as long as you stay deceived. Just as long as you don't go looking for the truth and obey God's word. As long as they get your buy-in every year, one way or another, believing lies and staying compliant. That's all they want. But as I always say, don't take my word for it, or anyone else's for that matter. Know the word for yourself. That's enough for today. Thank you for enduring to the end. Give the video a thumbs up if you agree and a thumbs down if you disagree. Comment below what you think I missed with this one and to suggest any 90s movie you'd like me to deconstruct in the future. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this, but don't follow me. Follow the one who saves you. And until next time, keep looking up.
Yes, it was very exciting. Tomorrow we go to the zoo.